Hello again. This is Purpose Over Problems, a podcast series where we work our way through emotional binds. I am Cedric. I hope you are wonderful. If not, let's get there. Today, what I want to talk about is growth, and a part of growth that we don't necessarily like to talk about. It's the fact that more often than not, your growth will come from being in a place of being uncomfortable. When you attempt to nurture a seed, what's the first thing you have to do? You have to agitate the ground before you even put the seed in the soil. And of course, it needs sunshine and it needs rain, or water, I should say. But guess what? When there's no person to take care of that plant, guess where the water comes from? It comes from rain. So it's a balance. If you want to grow properly, you can't just settle for the sunshine and try to discard the rain. That's not how life works. We need it all to grow properly. For whatever reason, and I've been a victim of this too, in our community, particularly with Black men, there's a stigma around doctors. It produces so much anxiety, and because of the healthcare system, there are some valid reasons to give a pause or concern around going, but guess what? You're doing more harm than good to yourself. At least in my case, I did. But there's good news in that too, because now I'm going and I'm making the necessary changes to improve the quality of life for myself now and for years to come. How could I, as a father, tell my son, it's okay, don't be afraid of the doctor, don't be afraid of getting this shot, when in reality, I had my apprehensions and I was scared to go myself. So now I can tell him from experience, it'll be okay. And even when it's not okay, God gives you another day, it'll be okay. My wife and I, we talk about mental health so often, and I advocate for it and I push for it, and neither one of us sought it, but my job has this EAP program, or Employee Assistance Program, where they give you like 4 or 6 free sessions. And I went on and I took a part of it because I thought what I was going to do was encourage and push my wife to go forward on her journey. But guess what? I found out that in going through these programs, it wasn't about her. It was about me gaining clarity, gaining more perspective, gaining tools to navigate life. And I want to tell everybody, don't be afraid. If your employer offers this program, seek it out. It can only help. We can pray and go to the doctor. We can pray and seek, therapy. God puts these people in positions to assist and to help. Let's not be afraid to do it. These big buildings and big bridges, they sway in the wind. They sway because being strong isn't the end all be all. You have to be able to bend and not break. You have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to sway through tough situations. You can't let it break you down, or you can't break because you're trying to be so strong. Seek that help. If we're going to be all the way real, if we're going to take it there, another thing that I've been on the journey to kind of take back the power and come out of the shame and the fear is being able to say out loud that I have dysgraphia. And it's a shame because it was years that I've been married and never told my wife. And what dysgraphia is, it's a neurological condition that affects my ability to communicate in writing. Verbally, I can articulate anything I want to say, but with dysgraphia, if I had to write something, you wouldn't be able to read it. I wouldn't be able to read it either. But that's not the important part. The important part is when I named it, when I said it out loud, when I told people about this. You know what happened? Resources started coming to me. People started disclosing the different things that they have too, because we all have something that we're dealing with. Let's not let that something become a source of shame. Let's take the power back from it and find out how to navigate these things. This podcast scares me. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no experience doing this. I don't know if it's going to sink or swim. But you know what? As a friend told me, Joe, 211 Joe, he told me, you know, when we leave here and stand before God, and we have to account for everything that he's given us, let's leave here empty. Don't go back and he'll ask you, what did you do with all these abilities and all these things I gave you? And we have nothing to say for it. And then also, let's look at what failure is, right? I think we have a misconception around what failure truly is. To me, failure isn't in the fall. Failure is not learning from the fall. Failure is staying down and never attempting to rise and do it again. If your dreams don't scare you, maybe you aren't dreaming big enough. Let's dream big. Let's fail big. And let's come back even better. Dr. King has this quote: you don't need to take the whole staircase. You don't need to see the whole staircase, Just take the first step in faith. Let's take that step together. Please like, share, subscribe. Purpose over problems. Thank you.